I created the Doom machine. Let me show you. My computer is on fire. Hi. Question. What if the Hades original soundtrack sounded like Doom Eternal? Well, now there's an answer, because I, Geoffrey Day, have made it, and it will absolutely melt your eardrums. For those of you who don't like suspense, you can go straight to the timestamp in the video description to listen to the final product. But I'm about to go on a wonderful journey, and I highly encourage you to come along for the ride. Alright, let's send the Hades soundtrack straight to hell! It's day one. I'm gonna learn a little bit about Darren Korb and Mick Gordon and see what makes their soundtracks tick. So I jumped on YouTube to learn a little bit more about Darren Korb's process. I like that he has an office/studio. What is that? A bouzouki? Bouzouki. That is not a bouzouki. That is a mandolute? Ah, home studio, that's more like it. If the genius of Darren Korb can be expressed in this modest music-making setup, then I am ready to make money on music. Well, it looks like he's all digital. I didn't realize he was using digital drums and digital guitars. He's all software. That's really cool. I guess it really does help if you don't have a huge music budget. Just want to say, Darren has classic rock written all over him. Look at this beard. Okay, orchestra video now. So his budget is kinda big, or at least it's bigger than free 99, which is what I charge for my music. Dang, he sings too? That's funny. He's trying to ancientize modern Greek rock, whereas I'm going to destroy it. It's a little bit of rock, a little bit of orchestra, a little bit of singing. I'm feeling good about Darren Korb. Quick note, at the time of recording this, the Doom Eternal soundtrack hasn't been released, and there aren't any formal behind-the-music videos. So, I'm going to start by watching the behind-the-music videos from the first Doom soundtrack. I'm sure Mick's setup is comparable to Darren's, and there's not going to be any surprises. Holy crap. What is that? Where does someone find all the money to get this stuff? He is insane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Let's talk about this for a sec. If this is going to be accessible for a normal person to follow along with, then I think we're just going to have to stick with something that most people have. For example, an 8-string guitar. So all that distorted craziness that you hear in the soundtrack, it's all analog. Oh, this GDC talk is awesome. There wasn't supposed to be guitars in this? So he basically made an he made a dubstep album and then put guitars on top. Yo, this diagram, I am using this. We are saving that right now. Oh, come on, he has a tape machine? There's definitely a box in one of his closets with the label confidential tapes. Where can I get this compressor? If anyone knows where to get that compressor, please leave a comment. I need that compressor. I think it's safe to say that the Doom sound involves creating a waveform that looks like a popsicle. That's all I need to know about Mick Gordon, so let's start the track tomorrow. Okay, it's day 2, and I have a little arrangement. From the Hades soundtrack, we're going to start with No Escape, which is the intro song. Then we're going to move into Scourge of the Furies, and then conclude with Out of Tartarus. And as reference tracks for Doom, I'm going to try to dig up some ambient stuff for the first song, and then do something electronic like Cyber Demon for the second song. Cyber Demon is from the original soundtrack. And then, of course, Out of Tartarus is going to be all guitars and sound like probably Slayer Gates from Doom Eternal. By the way, it took me a really long time to figure out the timing of Out of Tartarus. I think it's in 11/4, but the divisions of all of the beats are not in perfect quarter notes. The accents are all over the place. Darren Korb, you are flexing, my dude. You know, let's just get all the guitars in there now. The guitars sound all right, but we'll adjust later. Let's throw some drums in there. Maybe that's the problem. Okay, it sounded cool. We need bass. I'm going to do some bass now. Okay, here's the fun part. I don't have analog pedals, but I do have software distortion effects. We're gonna try to create a little rack of this chain that he described in his GDC talk. We're gonna see if we can do that with software. It's gonna sound a little different because it's not actually what he did, but it'll be in the spirit of Doom, and that's the point. And I'm back. I created the Doom machine. Let me show you. So basically, it's an effects rack with 4 different distortions, and I can choose which one I want to use based on the position of this knob. I think what really makes this work is that I add a bunch of distortion after. I add compressors and effects and other things that I can turn with knobs just to make the sound different and push it through at max volume. The one thing holding it back is that it is still digital, and the overloading of sound results in a digital overloading sound. It sounds a little buzzier and fuzzier because that's what digital stuff does, but you know, we'll get it as close as we can to the analog. My computer is on fire! You know, folks, there is a fine line between a bass that sounds aggressive and a bass that sounds like a fart. There will be no farts in this mix, folks. Okay, day 3. I have a cup of coffee, and we are going to build some ambient stuff. Do I sound like I work for Headspace? And now close your eyes and imagine an ocean full of blood. Luckily, I'm a little ahead of the game today because I already prepared some sounds from other projects that I could use in this one. Not gonna lie, the ambient stuff in Doom doesn't really have a, what do you call it, a melody? It's mostly just noise for like 4 minutes. So I snuck in the notes from No Escape, but they're kinda quiet. Hello again, it's day 4, and we're going to do what we need to do to make this song absolutely slam. The Doom stuff is always really chaotic, so we gotta make sure we add all of these noises and risers and blips and beeps and zaps. I really like this sound from The Only Thing They Fear Is You. It's this synth that kind of goes like wah, 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 wah. And I wanted to make that, so I did. It seems we've forgotten something. What did we forget? Oh yes, we need to make this track into a popsicle. There we go. I'm gonna rename this Popsicle Machine. Very nice. To be fair, I think the overcompression stuff is considered making it a sausage, but I like popsicle better because it looked like a popsicle. Okay, I think it's time to render this out and then listen and make small adjustments and then render it out and make more small adjustments again for 72 straight hours until I fall asleep at my desk. I'll see you then. All right, after many hours of work, we are here at the final product. Now, without further ado, I present a selection of 3 Hades tracks as though they were written like music from Doom Eternal. Enjoy. So what do you think? Let me know by giving this video a like, or you can just tell me in the comments below. It's worth mentioning that not long ago I made a Doom version of Those Who Fight Further, which is the battle music from Final Fantasy VII. You can find a link to that below in the description of this video. I make content like this because I want to be better known in the game music industry. My long-term goal is to compose and produce for games the way that Mick Gordon or Darren Korb does. If that ever happens, you can be sure I'll be making even more content like this from behind the scenes. Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing and following me on my social media. Links are in the description. See ya!